Have you ever found yourself reaching out for the wall or a piece of furniture more often than you used to, just to feel steady on your feet? It might happen first when you walk across a slippery floor or try to step up onto a curb, and suddenly the balance you've taken for granted all these years feels wobbly and uncertain. For those of us over 80, this is not just about caution. These small stumbles or near falls can lead to serious injuries and a lingering sense of fear that limits daily activities. Yet there's good news. There's a single, simple exercise that experts consistently recommend to strengthen critical muscles and sharpen your internal sense of equilibrium. And beyond that, there are 3 additional exercises that can round out your routine, keeping you strong and steady for as long as possible. You don't need expensive equipment, expensive training, or even large chunks of time. You just need a few minutes each day, a safe space for practice, and the willingness to keep at it. Even if you've never considered yourself athletic or had doubts that exercise could help at your age, these movements can surprise you. By the end of this discussion, you'll know exactly which one exercise stands out above all, how to do it safely, and what 3 others can complement it to maximize your balance and confidence. For years, physical therapists and geriatric trainers have zeroed in on a handful of postures and movements that reliably improve stability in older adults. The most effective ones target not only leg muscles, but also the sense of where your body is in space, what doctors call proprioception. You can think of it like recalibrating your body's internal balance system. By practicing certain positions that challenge your equilibrium in a controlled way, you're telling your muscles, tendons, and inner ear that they need to step up their cooperation. Over time, you'll find yourself reacting more quickly to changes in terrain or unexpected jolts. It might sound technical, but the process can be surprisingly straightforward. The single best movement, widely praised by experts for men and women over 80, is a variant of the one-legged stand, often known as a single-leg balance. This is exactly what it sounds like, carefully balancing on one foot for a series of seconds, then switching to the other foot. The apparent simplicity can be deceiving. If you haven't practiced in a while, you might waver or feel unsteady at first. That's why safety is paramount. Always start near a chair, countertop, or sturdy piece of furniture that you can grab if you feel like you're tipping. Some older folks even set themselves up in a corner of the room with 2 walls close by. The aim is to stand on one foot for roughly 10 to 15 seconds, then place that foot down, switch feet, and repeat. Initially, you might only manage a few seconds, but that's okay. Over days or weeks, you'll see improvements, and if you remain consistent, you might reach a full 30 seconds or even a minute of single-leg balance, which is excellent for an 80-plus adult. Why is this single-leg balance so transformative? It systematically trains the smaller stabilizer muscles around your ankles and knees, which often weaken or go offline from lack of specific use. When you stand on one foot, your body naturally wobbles a bit, and those micro-adjustments keep you upright. That wobbling is your body's way of reactivating dormant muscle fibers and teaching your brain to respond more fluidly. You're not just building muscle, but also re-educating your nervous system to handle small shifts in weight. The beauty is that you can do it practically anywhere, at home while waiting for the kettle to boil, or outdoors if you find a safe support to hold. The key is to keep it consistent. Even 5 minutes total, a few days a week, can yield remarkable changes over time. If you find it too easy or you rapidly gain skill, you can add slight variations like standing on a softer surface or lightly closing your eyes for a portion of the time. Always keep your safety net within reach though, because a small distraction can lead to a sudden tilt. That said, the goal is improvement, not perfection. Each second of stable single-leg stance is a step toward more secure walking. In addition to that primary movement, there are 3 other exercises that can strengthen your balance foundation. They aren't strictly mandatory, but they synergize with the single-leg stand to enhance muscle function and reduce the risk of falls. The first supplementary exercise is the heel-to-toe walk. This might remind you of how police sometimes test sobriety in movies, but ironically, it's also one of the best ways for seniors to enhance steadiness. All you do is stand with one foot in front of the other, heel touching the toe of your rear foot, as though you're on a very narrow line. With arms out at your sides or near a wall, you slowly step forward, bringing the heel of your front foot to the toe of your back foot. You move in a straight line, stepping carefully, maybe only 5 to 10 paces, then turn around and come back. At first it might be wobbly, but that's precisely how you train your sense of linear balance. Using a hallway for support can be helpful. Keep your hand lightly gliding along the wall, ready to press if you start to tip. Over time, the heel-to-toe walk refines your gait, teaching your body how to cope with a narrower base of support, which can come in handy if you ever need to navigate crowded spaces or uneven sidewalks. The second complementary exercise is the seated or standing calf raise. Strong calves contribute to a stable stance because they help propel you forward when walking and keep your ankles aligned when you shift weight. To do it seated, sit up straight in a chair, feet flat on the floor. Slowly rise onto the balls of your feet, lifting your heels. Hold for a second or two, feeling the tension in your calves. Then gently lower your heels back down. Aim for 10 to 15 repetitions. If this is too easy, you can shift to a standing calf raise, preferably near a table or wall for balance. Standing upright, lift both heels so your weight is on your toes, then lower. If you feel stable, you can progress to single-leg calf raises, but that's often more advanced for seniors in their ADS. The point is to strengthen your lower legs so that each step feels more secure. Weak calves often show up as shaky ankles or a shuffling gait, both of which increase the risk of tripping. Devoting even a minute or two a day to calf raises can sharpen your footwork. You might find that you ascend stairs more confidently or walk faster with less strain. The third exercise is something many older adults neglect: gentle core work. One of the simplest ways to do this is via what some call a standing or seated tummy tuck. The idea is that you lightly contract your abdominal muscles without holding your breath, as though you're trying to pull your belly button toward your spine. Whether you're standing or sitting, keep the rest of your posture upright, shoulders relaxed. Hold that gentle tension for a count of 5 to 10, then release. Over repeated rounds, maybe 5 to 10 times. You're teaching your core muscles to engage. These muscles act like a corset for your torso, stabilizing your center of gravity. With a stronger core, even something like bending down to pick up a dropped item can become less risky because your trunk is better supported. If you want a bit more challenge and can comfortably lie on the floor or a bed, a mild dead bug exercise where you lie on your back and carefully alternate raising opposite arms and legs works wonders. But for many over 80, the simpler abdominal brace while seated or standing is enough to see benefits, especially if done regularly. This core stability flows into every aspect of balance, because your midsection is what keeps your shoulders, hips, and legs coordinated. Putting it all together, you have the single best move, the one-legged stand, plus 3 supportive actions: heel-to-toe walk, calf raises, and mild core engagement. The best approach is to integrate them into daily life in short intervals. You might start your morning with a minute or two of single-leg balances, leaning on the kitchen counter if needed. Then, as you walk down the hallway, do a short heel-to-toe sequence. Later in the day, during a TV commercial break, do some seated calf raises or practice your tummy tuck while you wait for the microwave to beep. You don't have to set aside a big chunk of time. The key is sprinkling these movements throughout your day. As you gain confidence, you might do them slightly longer or more frequently. Another helpful tip is to keep a small notepad to track your progress. Mark down how many seconds you can stand on one leg, or how many heel-to-toe steps you manage before losing balance. Seeing improvement over days or weeks can motivate you to continue. Of course, safety is paramount. If you have severe mobility issues, advanced osteoporosis, or any condition that makes falling a high risk, consult your doctor or physical therapist before starting. They may suggest modifications, like always having a spotter for the single-leg stand, or doing certain exercises from a stable chair. Also, wear well-fitting shoes with good traction if you're practicing on a hardwood or tiled floor. The goal is to challenge your balance, not place you in danger. Another point to note is that some days might be better than others. You might have times when your muscles feel especially tired or your joints ache. On those days, reduce the intensity or do fewer repetitions. Consistency over the long term matters more than pushing through discomfort on a single day. If you find your motivation dipping, consider teaming up with a friend or family member. Many older couples adopt these simple routines together, turning them into a shared activity. A neighbor might join you for short daily balance breaks in the corridor. Social accountability often keeps you committed. If you live in a senior community, suggest a brief balance class once a week. People are often surprised how many others also want to improve stability, but just haven't taken the first step. Creating a small group can transform an ordinary hallway into a miniature balance practice area, with everyone cheering each other on. Over time, you might notice subtle but meaningful changes: fewer stumbles, increased confidence when stepping off a curb or climbing a bus, or even improved posture. You might walk a little taller, stride a bit longer, or feel more assured in crowds. Some seniors report better circulation in the feet and ankles, meaning less swelling or coldness in the extremities. Others find that their daily tasks, like taking out the trash or retrieving the mail, no longer spark anxiety about tripping, and psychologically, there's a powerful boost that comes from reclaiming a sense of control over your body. You might realize that you're not doomed to watch your balance decline. Instead, you're actively fortifying it day by day, even past 80. To summarize, the single best exercise for boosting balance is the straightforward one-legged stand, done carefully with a stable support nearby. This trains your ankles, knees, and neurological system to coordinate under slightly unsteady conditions. Complementing that, the heel-to-toe walk refines your linear balance. Calf raises build essential lower leg strength, and gentle core engagement provides trunk stability. Together, they build a robust foundation for daily movement, decreasing fall risks and increasing overall confidence. Even if you can only spare a few minutes here and there, the payoff can be significant. At first, it might feel challenging or even humbling to discover your limits, but that challenge is precisely what triggers growth, and each small improvement brings you closer to a safer, more active life. Remember, it's never too late to train balance. Studies have shown that even people in their 90s can regain function and reduce falls through targeted exercises. The human body retains remarkable adaptability if given the right stimulus in a safe environment. Age might slow the pace of improvement, but it doesn't nullify the possibility. If you're 80 or above and hesitant, think of these movements as an investment in your independence. They take minimal time and require no fancy gear. The biggest commitment is your willingness to try. Some seniors avoid these exercises because they fear failing or looking unsteady, but ironically, practicing them is exactly what wards off more severe instability. Overcoming that psychological barrier might be the hardest part, but once you do, you open the door to preserving a higher quality of life. In the bigger picture, balance exercises are just one piece of healthy aging. You might pair them with simple walking, a bit of gentle stretching, or improved nutrition to further strengthen your body. But if you focus on any single area first, let it be balance. A stable posture underpins everything else, from climbing stairs to carrying groceries, from dancing at a family gathering to simply feeling safe in your own home. If you can reduce your risk of a serious fall, you also reduce the potential downward spiral of hospitalization and months of rehabilitation. That's a huge plus for your sense of freedom. Even a slight improvement in reaction time or steadiness can prevent a nasty spill that could sideline you for weeks or months. Finally, approach these exercises with patience and kindness toward yourself. If you notice frustration, maybe you can't stand on one foot for more than 2 seconds. Remember, that's okay. Celebrate small steps forward. 2 seconds can become 3, then 5, then 10. Before you know it, you'll look back and realize you're far stronger than when you started. That's the real power of these movements. They remind you of your ability to adapt at any age, reaffirming that you still have influence over how you move and how you feel. That mindset can transform your outlook, turning worry into determination and caution into confidence. So tonight or tomorrow morning, find a safe space, maybe near your kitchen counter, and try that single leg stand for a few moments. Jot down how it feels. Then add the heel-to-toe walk in the hallway. Do some gentle calf raises near a chair and try a brief abdominal brace. Take it slow, keep it consistent, and watch for the quiet victories that follow. Over the weeks, you might be amazed how such small, methodical steps evolve into tangible gains. For an older adult, that sense of reclaiming your balance can be the key that unlocks a fuller, more active life, one in which worry about falling takes a back seat to exploring each day's possibilities. Let that possibility be your motivation, one step at a time, one foot at a time, toward a future where even at 80 or beyond, you navigate the world with steadiness and pride.